Joshua 11 records the final major military campaign of Israel's conquest of Canaan. After defeating the southern kings in chapter 10, Israel now faces a huge northern alliance. But once again, God brings victory. Let's check the first part of this chapter, which is a new alliance forms, which encompasses verses 1 to 5. Jabin, king of Hazor, hears of Israel's success and forms an alliance with kings of Madon, Shimron, Aksep, and many others, including Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and Hivites. Sorry if I pronounced something incorrectly. Okay, they came out with all their troops and a huge number of horses and chariots. A huge army was numerous as the sand on the seashore. This is the largest military threat Joshua has faced so far, okay? Second part of this chapter, God reassures Joshua, do not be afraid of them. I will hand all of them over to Israel slain. Hamstring their horses and burn their chariots. These means cut the leg tendons of the horses to disable, not kill them. Destroy the chariots, removing future military temptation. Third part of this chapter, Joshua attacks suddenly, which encompasses verses 7 and 9. Joshua launches a surprise attack and completely defeats the enemy. Just as commanded, he hamstrings the horses and burns the chariots. God's chariots. Okay, God's victory is once again swift and overwhelming. Okay. Fourth part of this chapter, Hazor is destroyed, which encompasses verses 10 to 15. Hazor was the head of all these kingdoms. Joshua burns it to the ground. He leaves no survivors in line with God's command to Moses. The destruction is throughout not personal cruelty, but divine judgment on deeply corrupt nations, okay? That is written in Deuteronomy 9:5, okay? So, fifth, summary of the conquest, which encompasses verses 16 to 23. Joshua captures the entire land. Hill country, Negev, western foothills, and mountain slopes. From Mount Halak in the south to Baal Gad in the north. Joshua waged war a long time against all those kings. He left no one alive who breathed. Eventually, the land has rest from war, okay? Key lessons from Joshua 11. First is obedience over strategy. Disabling horses and burning chariots made no military sense, but obedience is more than logic, okay? Second lesson, God can handle the impossible battles. Even when the odds looked overwhelming, God's promises stood firm. Third lesson, God judges nation with purpose. The conquest wasn't for greed. It was divine judgment on long-standing evil. Check Genesis chapter 15, verse 16, okay? Fourth lesson, victory took time, a long time. Reminds us God's plans unfold patiently, not instantly, okay? Fifth lesson, peace follows completion, okay? Once the mission was done, the land rested. A picture of the blessing that follows faithful endurance, okay? So, endurance. So, Joshua 11 is the climax of Israel's military conquest in Canaan. With both faith, strict obedience, and God's hand leading every step, Israel defeats its strongest enemies and prepares for the next phase, dividing the land among the tribe, okay? God promised the land, and now, through obedience, it's secure. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.